My name is Maximilian A. Shapiro, and I have just completed the Part P module of the new Entrant Domestic Installer course. Coming out of a career change, I decided that instead of continuing with the sort of administrative work that I was doing previously, I wanted to gain the sort of real skills that I could take forward as a tradesman and have a well-paid, but most of all stimulating and practical career. And so looking around, I found that LCL with its own training sites was a good choice to conduct electrician's training. The training has been thorough and has definitely set me up for the next phase of my training journey, which is really to get the actual practical experience on site. Clearly you can see the bays behind me, but there's only so much that we can achieve in this sort of testing environment. But you definitely learn a lot, ready to go out there and learn how to actually do the job. Before starting the course, I was worried that there would be so much to learn in what's a relatively limited amount of time, but the instructors here have walked us through it in really good order and made sure that we understand everything at each step of the instruction. The most enjoyable part is definitely going to be the practical elements. I mean, we've done a lot of theory, a lot of classroom-based stuff, learning why and how things work. But the best part has definitely been in here, actually pulling cable and wiring up the terminals and stuff. The most challenging part was realizing the differences between any electrical work I'd done previously, sort of in my own house, flexible cable and rewiring a plug, compared to trying to work at the sort of scales that you work at with the actual domestic installation. Obviously, this isn't the full scale that you're going to get in a house, but even things like working with 6mm solid core cable and having to learn to pre-bend and shape the cable compared to just the kind of wires I was used to working with. Those are the sort of small differences that actually add up, and that's been the most challenging part, is to sort of change what you thought you knew to what you now need to learn. The center is very well equipped, the bays are quite impressive, well laid out, and the instructors were very knowledgeable, clearly have a lot of experience, but also they have that knowledge around the subject so that it's not just a guy going through the PowerPoint with you, it's someone you can actually pose questions to and who has the sort of information and knowledge that adds context and little side information, the stuff you can't get from theoretical or even practical but classroom training. I'd recommend the course to someone looking at getting started or someone who wants to add another skill set, but anyone coming on the course has to understand that this is the beginning of a much longer journey. And whilst when I first started researching the course, I thought, D27 days, bish, bash, bosh, off you go. Now, before I started, but especially during, it's become clear how much more there is to learn. So it's not a one-stop shop, but it's definitely the place to start on your journey to become a Sparky.